Welcome to the Movies of the Damned podcast. My name is Kyle Grant, and I'm sitting here as always with my friend and published horror author, John Hunt. If you enjoy what you hear here today, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our Facebook page, and follow us on both Instagram and Twitter at Damn Movies. Email us any questions, comments, and suggestions to moviesofthedamned@gmail.com. For further details on John's published works, please visit his blog, johnhuntfiction.wordpress.com. Today, we'll be discussing Alexander Aja's 2019 film, Crawl. The movie opens as a Category 5 hurricane is on a collision course with Florida. College student Haley is unable to get a hold of her father, so against the instructions from the police, she goes searching for him in the evacuated community. She eventually finds her father unconscious and wounded in the crawl space of the old family home. As she attempts to drag him to safety, she soon realizes they are not alone and are trapped in the crawl space with large, ravenous alligators. With the water level continuing to rise, Haley and her dad must find a way to not only get to higher ground, but also avoid the dangerous gators. Along the way, many secondary characters are gruesomely ripped apart, such as the police officers and locals looting a convenience store. Eventually, Haley and her father find a way to the roof of the house as a rescue helicopter makes its way to them. First of all, Ethan, really glad you're here. Excited to hear your thoughts on this movie. But first, as always, John, opening thoughts on the movie?
I love this film, actually. For what it was trying to do, I thought it was a great film. So there was a buzz about it on Twitter and other places, right? So they're showing the Crawl posters, and people were saying, oh, you should go see this. It's good, right? And it's like a lot of people were saying that. So then you saw it first, and then you said, John, you should go see this. So then I saw it, and I took the boy here, and I was very, very happy that I did.
Initially, when I'd seen the preview for this one a couple times, it did not really interest me one bit, to be completely honest with you. I just thought, just a movie about alligators hunting people, and not really my thing. But then when it came out and it started killing it with critics, I'm like, well, that's kind of strange. There must be something to this. So then you're right. Yeah, I did go see this movie, and then I'm like, John, I don't care. Go see you must see this movie. We're doing an episode about this. And Ethan, I've heard that kind of like these monster picks aren't always your cup of tea, but he dragged you to it. You liked it?
Yeah, this had the same effect on me as when I saw Overlord. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
World War II? Yeah. I was so pleasantly surprised at how much I loved it. Like, I think I loved Overlord more, but this one was exactly like Dad said. For what it was trying to do, it was fantastic. And yeah, I'm not a big creature feature guy. Like, really, I'm not too into them. Except for like the greats like Jaws. There's always going to be exceptions, right? But for the most part, I'm not really into him. But I'm very happy he dragged me to this because I had a great time. It was super fun, and I was very surprised, and I was very happy with what I paid for.
I think you described it really well with the pleasantly surprised, and that's kind of how I felt too, and maybe that's how the critics felt as well, and maybe that's why it's doing so well on Rotten Tomatoes. Right now, Rotten Tomatoes score 83, very, very high, and the audience score about a 75. I was a little surprised that the audience score was lower because it'd be tough for me to find someone who didn't enjoy this film. It was just like nonstop action from start to finish.
Yes, it was nonstop action. It was good character building. You found a lot about the family very quickly, done in a very, very easy and natural way. And you found a lot of building stuff on the way there. Like, remember, she's driving down the highway, and there's that big sign off to the right that says Alligator Farm nearby, right? Like, it's
awesome.
It's just building. It's putting all the little pieces together
because you know what's coming, right? Like,
yeah,
you're not going to be surprised that there's alligators in this
no,
movie. It's the whole premise. If you've seen the poster, you've seen a trailer, you know what this thing's about.
Yeah, but once again, right? So a lot of people might go there thinking, okay, well, why is that place surrounded by all these alligators? This is a little unrealistic. Why are they only there, right? So, but now you get a reason for that.
Yeah.
And then you find out a reason why they're hanging out in the crawl space too, right? So all these things were put in there, and they make sense. And when they make sense, you don't get pulled out of the movie. It's when stuff doesn't make sense, and it makes you go, wait, what? When you start to question, that's when you're no longer watching the movie.
But even a movie that's good like this, there's still going to be issues.
Absolutely.
And I had an issue right from the start. You guys might not have picked up on this, but right away she's at swim practice there.
Yeah.
Then she goes to the locker room or whatever to get changed, and she then has a FaceTime conversation in the locker room while people are getting changed around her, and no one bats an eye at this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Don't you think that's a little weird? Like
You would know more about that.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough. But yeah, in a locker room, no one would ever pull their phone out to take pictures or have a FaceTime conversation where you'd be able to see people in the background. No way, people would be losing their mind.
Okay, that's
Alright.
fair. I did not think about that at all because they were in their bathing suits the whole time, right? So
Yeah.
for our purposes,
And
we're
and
watching a movie and there's no nudity, so I didn't really think about it. But yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah, I guess it's just something with my history in sports. I'm like, oh, someone would mention this. She would know not to do that. But
Yeah.
whatever, it's not a huge deal. I just wanted to bring it up right off the hop.
No,
But-
it's a good point though.
But what I did want to get your thoughts on, just to see where you lie on this, is it reasonable that she went back to search for her dad? Is it reasonable? So I want to get both your thoughts here. So John, why don't you start us off, and then Ethan, I want to hear what you thought of it. Is it reasonable that she went against police wishes and she really put her life on the line to go searching for him?
So yes, because they were building for that. They were building for that from the very beginning, right? They were building the type of relationship she had with her dad. You knew there was a breakup and that no one was looking after him. You knew that your sister called you because you're the type of person that gets things done and you're nearby, and you're the type of person that would go look for your dad when no one's getting a hold of him and be worried about it. They built her personality for that reason, and they built it early on where I didn't even bat an eye at it.
No, fair enough. Ethan?
100% agree. Yeah, well, they build her personality for that, and also her doing that shows her character development, because we're only like 10 minutes into the movie at that point, maybe, and by her doing that, it helps us believe how brave she is later too, right? For the fact that she's doing that, and so the entire opening 15 minutes was pure character development, and it's shown through action, and it was very well done, and yeah, I 100% believe that, no question.
And I also thought because I agree with you. I just want to get your thoughts, but I do think she would have gone back. But I thought it was very important that the police officer who told her you can't go back to the town was like a former family friend. She kind of had dated the sister, or at least was a love interest of the sister. So I think getting the direction, like going against his directions, I can see that happening. Where if it had just been like a random police officer, that makes it a little bit tougher, because then there's that risk, oh, am I going to get arrested if I go by him? But she knew that this guy, who seemed like still in love with her sister, wasn't going to really get her in trouble for going against him.
Yeah, that's a good point. You could tell they knew each other for a long time, and you could tell like they might have been childhood friends or high school friends or whatever, and you could tell that through how they talked to each other. And I kind of looked at him like he was Dewey from Scream. Like,
You know what? Now that you mention it, 100%. It was like the same character.
yeah, that's Dewey, right? Like he's the same dude.
Just a small town deputy, right?
100%, yeah.
And then kind of she gets to the house and is searching, and she gets the dog. What's the dog's name again? Pepper? Sugar? Sugar. Yeah, the dog Sugar right away. Is able to find the dog, but isn't able to find her dad. And then like the jump scares just begin. That branch going through the window.
Yeah.
That startled me.
I only had one moment when I jumped, right? Yeah, there was only one moment that I jumped, but yeah, the jump scares were good throughout this movie.
But then you want to talk about a nightmare. Just going down to that crawl space to begin with, and she sees all the rats.
Yeah.
I was squirming. I was uncomfortable. I was sweating. I have goosebumps right now talking about it. I want nothing to do with that
The best
space.
was when she's trying to get up through that crawl space, and then all those spiders fall in her face.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, oh my god, that's crazy.
And so I'm a little claustrophobic, and then I also don't really like rodents, like rats or like spiders or like just like it was just awful, absolutely awful. Like going into that, like
Yeah, no, it was all good, right? It's interesting, like that. I guess the title has dual meaning.
And then I also thought that it was pretty clever that when the gator is chasing her for the first time, or like early on, it might not have been the first time, but one of the first few chases, she drops her cell phone, and you see the gator step on the cell phone, right?
Mhm.
Because again, that's a modern 2019 issue, is how do we make it so they can't call for help?
I had a problem with that.
Oh, you had an
actually.
issue with that?
I had a problem with her doing the whole roundabout, sneakabout way to get her phone, and then when she gets it, she stays out in the open, exposed to phone. I'm like, what? Go back where you were safe, and then make your phone call. Like you could see her; she's on the phone, she's looking around still, all freaked out, expecting an alligator to come get her at any time. But what does she go back to her safe spot? No, she makes a call from there. I didn't like that part at all.
Okay, so that bugged you. And so Ethan, I'm guessing that you didn't like that either.
100%. I think we're in the theater, and I turn to Dad and I whisper, "Why the hell isn't she going back?" Like,
Yeah, why are you out in the open for longer
yeah,
than
the
you
first
have
thing
to
I
be?
would have done, I would have got my phone, wouldn't even looked at it. I don't know, would have went back to where my dad was, and then I would have made the call, because that just, it makes more sense. It puts her in less danger, and it would give her a better shot to get out of the whole situation in general. So I see no reason why she would stay there.
No, and I can't argue at that point. It didn't dawn on me when the movie was going on, so I didn't have a huge issue at the time. But now that you're bringing that up, it's like makes perfect sense. Yeah, you've got what you've needed. Now go back to safety and use it, right? No, makes sense. The one thing I have to say, and I think I might have even brought it up on previous podcasts, one of my biggest fears ever, drowning. So when they're in that crawl space and that water starts rising, like I can't, like it's tough for me to almost think of a worse thing than that.
No, this movie had so many different layers of tension to it.
Oh,
Like, that's
for sure.
why it
'Cause
was
it's
so.
not just about getting away from alligators.
Yeah.
You're worried about drowning, about like getting like washed away in this hurricane, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I've always like so. I don't like. So sharks scare me, right? Sharks scare me. So not that they scare me from not going in the ocean. I'll go in the ocean, right? But so like when I saw Jaws and all those type of movies, like they scared me, right? Most animals, the other animal movies don't bother me too much. Like Anaconda, yeah, it was like I don't want to die that way, but it wasn't like it scared me to the point where like, geez, I'm never going anywhere near the jungle, right? Or or what was that movie with Anthony Hopkins in The Bear?
oh yeah. I can't remember what that's called.
Remember that bear rips apart that guy? I was like, oh my god, this is brutal. But still, it wasn't like that, right? It wasn't the powerful effect that Jaws had on me. I am now afraid of alligators. Like these things are freaky, man. Like they're so
And just with how many
creepy.
scenes there were, as I kind of mentioned in the summary, about these secondary characters just getting brutalized.
Two best parts that I really like. So when it grabs a hold of her leg and it starts to drag her away, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's terrible. Like it's dragging you somewhere to eat you.
Yeah.
And it's weighs 3 times more than you. Way more,
More
than
than
that,
that,
actually. Yeah,
probably.
way more than that. And it's just pulling you along like you're a little doll. Like there's nothing you can do in that
There's
situation.
no reasoning with the thing either, right?
No,
You're
right?
food.
Yeah, you are food. But the other part was when the guys were in the boat trying to steal the ATM.
I was just about to bring that up. The looting scene was one of my favorite scenes.
It was the best. So the lights flashing and the guy's looking. Hey, I think there's someone in the house, right? And he's looking over there and the lights flashing. And because the hurricane is so loud behind that, and it can't hear anyone, it's just so loud. Everything's going on. That his girlfriend behind him is getting eaten by an alligator. And he doesn't
Yeah.
even notice. Like that's incredible. And okay, I think Ethan wants to talk about this part too.
Yeah, no, because it's such a great part, right?
Yeah. I think one of my favorite shots in the whole movie was the shot of the mirror when you can see the alligator coming up behind him. Oh, that was amazing.
You took the word out of my mouth. I have that written down right here. What an amazing camera angle when you can kind of see the alligator and the kid sees it too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why, but I feel like that'd be way scarier than just looking behind you and seeing it. Just looking in the mirror. Like, I don't know.
it would be so surreal.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely ridiculous to have something like that happen
Yeah,
to you,
it
right?
was. Oh man, that whole scene was awesome. It had like the kind of Jaws homage too, with how the crocodile's eating her, like the shark ate Quint in Jaws.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right? And all that, like that whole part was awesome, and that was the whole thing because I was wondering if we're gonna get any gore. Like it didn't really matter if we did, honestly, but I was happy we ended up having it because I was wondering like who are they gonna kill, right?
Yeah, because you early on, you kind at least I thought that her and her dad they're gonna make it out safe. So you're right. So who are they gonna kill? Someone needs to die in a movie like this.
For sure, and it's an evacuated area, right?
Yeah.
So where is everyone? Where's this food, right? That these guys are gonna eat. But remember the other really good scene? It was a top-down camera angle with a cop in the water, and
Oh my gosh!
and they all come at him, and they start tearing him
Just
apart.
the head gets ripped
They're-
off.
Oh my god, the heads! Oh yeah, that was such a good scene.
So that brings me to my next question. Actually, good segue here. Your thoughts on the police officers coming to their house? Did you think it was reasonable that the cops came into this town that was evacuated looking for her? What do you think, Ethan?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really think about it. Now that I think about it, I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't really know the duties of a police officer in Florida, but
Or the proper
they-
procedures during a
yeah,
hurricane?
they must have hurricane procedures, right? Because of where they're situated, and also, Dewey knows that Haley went back to get her dad, and
Exactly.
he knows where he is,
And so
right?
that's kind of where I stood, just because of that personal relationship.
Yeah.
I could see him, even if it was against procedure, being like convincing his coworker, no, we got to go and check. We got to go see if
Yeah.
she's okay, type of thing. John, what do you think about the police going back?
I didn't have an issue with it. Like once again, I don't know. Same point. I don't know what they're supposed to do, right? I know they get it. They ask everyone to leave, but they also know, like you've seen them in a gazillion movies. There's always that stubborn person who doesn't leave, or an animal that gets left behind and is on the roof, and people go back and look for them and get them. I don't know if they do it while the hurricane is actually being as violent as it's being, but I know that attempts are made to go find these people. And that even later on with the helicopter, would a helicopter fly around in a hurricane looking for people? I don't know.
You
But
think
they-
that it would make a hurricane would make the helicopter crash? Now, obviously, I'm no aviation expert.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I don't know what their duties and responsibilities are for that. But another thing is, I don't think many people do know, right? So for me, it didn't take away from the movie at all, because I don't know. I couldn't say that's wrong and then shake my finger at the film. Like, I couldn't do it because I don't know. And the movie was so enjoyable. I don't care enough to know about that.
And that's
like,
a good-
if I were writing a book on it, then I'd want to know.
Yeah, this isn't a biography or something or a straight up documentary, right? This is just a fun film. But then as we're kind of moving through the movie now, so as you just described, John, the police officers get brutalized, and then they kind of are able to escape the house, and they make the decision that they're gonna go for I want to call it the looter's boat that's still by the gas station. One thing that popped into my head right away: what happened to the police boat? Wasn't there a police boat right by their front door there? Did that pop into your head as you were watching the movie, Ethan?
I didn't even think about that at all.
John? John, did that come up to you?
Yeah, I thought about it, but it's like the reason why the looter's boat was still there is because it was stuck at the gas pumps. This is moving water and moving
Oh,
wind.
so it
and
got
it's a
dragged
hurricane.
away.
Yeah, like I didn't even think about it. Like things aren't going to stay. Like cars were moving, right? So why a boat that floats on top, it's going to be moved. I didn't have an issue with that at all. It didn't bother me at all.
You know what didn't bug me at all that I absolutely loved, and I don't care how ridiculous it is? That Sugar the dog survived.
No, like that's one of the things that me and Ethan always talk about.
Yeah.
You kill the dog in the movie, you're going to be looking at a lot of hate.
Yeah,
right?
and
From a lot of people.
And just how ridiculous it was, because at one point, Sugar the dog is like swimming throughout the house. This little, like the easiest target ever. No gators touch it, right?
It was funny because I remember I was sitting there and like if I didn't know the dog was safe, the whole time I was wondering where the hell the dog was.
Yeah.
Like like after they were in the boat and they got pushed through the window, and I was just focused on the dad and Haley. I was just the whole time I was sitting there, I'm like, where's the dog? Where's the dog? I was just like running through my head. It's just like it's all I cared about.
People love
It
animals.
wasn't running through your head. You're actually saying it out loud beside me. So
Yeah, ruining the movie going experience for others, right? Because of this dog, and everyone's like, "I know, we're looking for the dog too, right?"
But I did have a problem with that. Like, why did they want the boat, anyways?
They wanted the boat to try and like leave the area.
So then why didn't they leave the area?
Well, yeah, so they got on the boat,
Yep.
and then like a huge, like it was like a tsunami tidal wave threw them back into the house.
Yep.
And you can say that's ridiculous, but that's why they didn't leave the area.
Well, I don't think that's ridiculous. I kind of think they waited a long time, right? So all you had to they just could kind of like go away, right? Just around, like, so the wave would carry you away, not into the house. Like, why would you like just wait and try to go?
It was like a momentary thing, though.
I thought it
right?
was weird. I thought you got in the boat, you fought like hell to get into that boat. Gators were coming after you. You're in that boat. Start the damn thing up and get going. Right? That's all I know. I know. No, that's not what I mean. All I mean is that, okay, so, and people who have boats know this. You usually try to point the boat into the wave, right?
Yeah,
So-
you're not gonna go against, like, not against it, but like horizontal with or parallel
no,
with it.
you're not
right?
going to
So
do
you
that.
get
So-
tipped. Yeah.
Yeah, so you try to point the boat with the wave because that's how the boat's designed. It's designed to cut through the waves. So then they get into the boat, and yeah, the waves are coming, but start up the boat, and then because then it also gives you more traction and control. And then instead they just laid there and hoped for the best. I don't listen. It's not like a huge detraction from the movie for me. It did give me pause. That's it. I'm not saying what they did was wrong or right. I'm just saying I would have felt better if they attempted something.
Okay.
That's all. And either in that they attempted nothing is also not wrong. I'm just saying for me.
Maybe they panicked, right? Because it was a momentary thing. Ethan, did that bug you at all with the way they handled the boat, or not really?
No, I think that question flipped through my mind a little, but then what I saw was the wave was very, very long, and the street was packed on both sides with houses. So I was like, even if they got above the wave, they were still going to be like carried into some other house.
It probably wasn't going to work out for
It
them.
wasn't going to work out either way.
There was
so
going to
I
be a
was
big
like,
crash somewhere.
Yeah.
The one thing that popped in my head, and you know what, I shouldn't even be bringing this up because this movie is supposed to be ridiculous. Like, a lot of things are kind of wild and over the top, but her escaping the basement and then being able to outswim that alligator, I don't know, like, too much. It was too much.
When
She
comes,
did have distance on her side.
when she comes out of the tunnel, you mean?
Yeah, out of the drain pipe.
Okay, so I didn't have a problem with that. I had a problem with that's when I jumped, actually, when the alligator came out after her,
Yeah.
and it stopped. But they'll follow you right on land, so I don't know why it stopped. But which makes them even more scary. But my issue is when she's in the shower, and this alligator can't break the glass of the shower.
And it's not even real glass. It's like that flimsy fake bathroom glass
Right?
thing, right?
This alligator's huge and powerful, but it can't break through the glass to get at her. And then she traps it in there
John,
and closes
her
the
dad's
door.
a contractor. Would have been using some good materials there.
Yeah, right? Yeah. No. It didn't like I was like, okay, that's the only thing in the whole film where I was like, that's impossible. That could not happen.
Yeah.
That's the only part of that film. Like, even though it's a ridiculous film and over the top, that's the only one where I was like I actually did that thing with my face where I'm like, what?
But I did love how she kind of outsmarted the crocodile there. And so, but again, you'd have to be of the premise that this is like the strongest shower glass in the world, right? But I thought that was cool how she kind of outsmarted the thing and hopped over the top. Ethan, did that bug you too, or no?
Like I thought about it, but I was kind of just like, how she got it was so awesome. I didn't really care.
Yeah, exactly right. And at that point, she'd already outswim an alligator. So if you can outswim an alligator, you know what? Whatever.
Right? Like in real life, the alligator would have broken through the glass and ate her in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But like, I was kind of just like, this is what I got into. I'm having a good time. That was super cool. I don't really care.
You know when I had a good time? The song at the end credits.
What was that?
Do you remember how wild? I don't even know what song it was, but it was just like some like catchy tune that I just thought summed up everything perfectly. I can't even remember how it went now, but it was like,
God.
see you in a while, crocodile, or something like that.
Oh, was it that old 50s one you're
I
talking
think
about?
so,
See
I
you
think
later,
so.
alligator.
Yeah, that was the song. Yeah.
Yeah, that poor dad went through a lot, though, eh? Oh my! Well, how about when he was like tightening that belt with that wrench, and you see the bone?
Oh yeah,
Oh my god!
that made me cringe.
We were both like sitting there. I was squirming in my chair. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Like I guess he like survived, but no, maybe I'm misremembering. He lost a hand at one point.
Yeah,
too.
he lost a hand.
Yeah,
right.
and
He's
so
got
you know
that leg. He got bitten on the shoulder with the big marks there. Like this.
Yeah, he was
dude.
in rough shape,
He
but
got
he's
his butt kicked.
And then remember when the CPR,
Yeah,
the most ridiculous CPR I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but you never know how these things work.
I guess not. But yeah, no, he was hurting, but he survived, right? And so he
Wait. That CPR was ridiculous, but this flimsy glass keeping out of almost 1,000-pound vampire alligator.
Hey, that's a movie for the future. A vampire alligator. That could be something crazy. Valigator. I like that. John just said a valigator. This movie though, as I've already said, critics did well on Rotten Tomatoes. It's doing pretty well at the box office. Maybe not as well as I would have expected. So its budget was $13.5 million, but as of the recording of this podcast, it has brought in about just shy of $50 million, which obviously is a good return. But after seeing this movie, I thought it would have been huge. I thought this would have been one of those like summer, like monster creature blockbusters. No, Ethan?
Nah. Well, you know, they got the new Tarantino out, which is amazing, and everyone wants to see that. And they have that really stupid Lion King movie out that no one should see. Yeah, but everyone's going to go see that.
But they're kind of different markets, though, right? And I hear what you're saying, but, like, I thought that, like, this one would have picked up steam, like, been, like, Jaws of 2019, right?
Okay, so here's my thing. I don't think there's a lot of marketing on it, actually. Right? I really don't. Because, like, normally I'll look at YouTube and see what horror movies are coming out in 2019. And this might have been in one of them. But then other than that, you know, I heard of this from Twitter. Like, normally I hear it from everything else, and Twitter's like the last thing that I hear something about from, right? It's like, oh, you should go see this on Twitter. And then at that point, I've already seen it. You know what I mean? Like, but this one is like, I only heard of it through Twitter. The first time I even mentioned this film to me at all was through Twitter, and then when you told me to go see it. That's it. So I don't know if the marketing was actually there.
And maybe like the production and distribution studios were like it was, maybe they had the impression like I did, a movie about alligators hunting people? I don't know. And maybe there's like other people who are like, no, it's good. Trust me, it's good. But maybe that's why it didn't get the marketing push.
Yeah, man. Like, I only heard about this movie because I go on Rotten Tomatoes regularly and like scroll through it. That's the only reason I heard about this movie.
Yeah.
So like I go to the movies like not a lot, but a decent amount. I didn't see any trailers for it. I didn't see anything for it. So
yeah, so that's probably might have been why it didn't get as big of a following. And I personally can't wait for Crawl 2. And Sugar better be in Crawl 2. I'll say that to you. But in all seriousness, this is a good film. This is worth seeing. And I think this is one of those rare movies, and you can't say this a lot anymore, where this is one that you definitely should try and see on the big screen. This is a big screen movie to me. This is something where like you having that atmosphere of watching it with other people in a theater. Like this is what theaters are meant for. Do you get the same feeling there, Ethan? You think this is one you really should try and see on the big screen?
I think I would have enjoyed it just as much if I saw it on my TV at home.
No, fair enough, John.
I think this is definitely a big screen movie. You're immersed in it more, I find, because it's really dark and and
the sound and
the sound,
everything.
like it shakes the chairs, like everything, right? And then just all that stuff adds to it. Like I like going to the theaters, and there are some movies that benefit from the movie being in the movie experience, and this is definitely one of them. Dramas, not so much, right? But movies like this and Marvel's Avengers or Quentin Tarantino movies, like those all benefit from the big screen, in my opinion. And I think this one definitely was a lot of fun because it was in the theaters.
Yeah, so if you love horror, and obviously if you're listening to our podcast, you probably do love horror movies, go and check this out. Go and we need to support these movies if we want to see more of them made.
Absolutely.
Right?
And do you remember who the dad was?
Do I remember who the dad was?
So the dad, the character, his actor, he's Barry Pepper.
Okay.
He's from Saving Private Ryan. Did you see that?
Really?
Yeah, he was the sniper.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So because Ethan, we were watching it, Ethan like, who's that? And I'm like, he's the sniper from Saving Private Ryan.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
But then Ethan recognized Haley from another show, and I was like, oh yeah.
What show was she in?
What was it? It was a TV show or a movie. I recognized her from something, I think.
Well, we'll have to look it up after.
Look it up because I can't remember what it was at the moment.
Yeah, no big deal. That happens to me all the time, where it'll be on like the tip of your tongue, and you're like, "Oh,
that's funny." Like
what
you
is
said,
this?
you remembered it then, and then you don't remember it now, and then I remember you remembering it, but I don't remember it now.
And then we're in this whole like circle, right?
Circle of misremembering.
Well, anything else to add to this? You got something there, Ethan?
Oh, yeah. I recognized her. She's from Clash of the Titans,
Oh,
the 2010, and she's also in that new Ted Bundy movie with Zac Efron.
Oh, that went straight to Netflix?
Yeah, she's the girl that Ted Bundy got pregnant.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet. Is it worth the watch?
I enjoyed it, but I like serial killer stuff like that.
Okay.
You don't see any of the murders. It's told from Lily Collins' perspective, which
Okay.
I actually liked. I thought it was a good way of showing it. But yeah, I had a good time watching it.
Well, that's one we might have to check out. Well, Ethan, anything else to add on this one, or John, anything else to add?
No, go see it in theaters because I want more. I want more movies like this. So
Well put.
Yeah, this was a great surprise. I'm so happy that I went to see it, and I'm gonna look for this director and for this production company for future films.
Definitely. Well, folks, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Facebook page and follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at Damn Movies. We want to hear what you thought of today's podcast and any suggestions you have, especially in terms of what movies you'd like us to discuss next. Send us an email to moviesthedamned@gmail.com. Please also check out John's full-length novels. His first 2 novels, Dollhouse and The Tracker, are Amazon bestsellers, and his new novella, Balance, is also available on Amazon. You can pre-order John's newest full-length novel, Off the Grid, right now at blackrosewriting.com. For further details on John's other published works, please visit his blog, johnhuntfiction.wordpress.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week, and be kind to everyone.